for Roberto Carlos. Hooked into the penalty area towards Zidane.
Nani.
Rooney! Oh, wonderful! Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero!
Good morning, Savva here from Football Heritage TV. Hope everyone is well. It's Thursday. We're nearly at the end of another week. We're nearly at the end of another week where Spurs have failed to sign anybody and have failed to sell anybody. The interesting thing is, for some reason, my counter in the top left corner is telling me there's only one person watching this show. I do feel that might be slightly wrong, because my YouTube studio is telling me there's over 175. So, hey, we'll play along. Bear with me. Something's not quite right with StreamYard at the moment. I think somebody's putting a super chat I can see from the live YouTube studio, but for some reason, I can't bring it up on... I cannot bring it up on my StreamYard. So apologies at the moment. I don't know if that's going to reset itself. If not, it's going to make for a very interesting show. What I will say is I can see the super chat. Jonathan Slade, thank you so much for the super chat. I can see it in my back office where it says, where is the narrative that Lewis doesn't own Spurs Enoch, but that he also tells Levy what to do with the club? Still no centre-backs too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I will bring that up if StreamYard starts playing ball, but at the moment, no one's comments are coming up on StreamYard. I don't know why. I'm not sure what's happened. I can't, while I'm on the show on my own, I can't even leave and figure it out. So this is going to have to be a bit of a botch job, to be honest. So please bear with me. I am trying to sort it out. So bear with me. I will get to the bottom of it. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? I'm not getting any comments up. Right, here we go. Apologies. Yeah, and YouTube have just said, heads up, there is a known issue with comments right now. You might not receive some comments in the studio. YouTube is working on fixing it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So listen, what I will have to do is I will have to go into my YouTube studio and read the comments from there instead. It probably doesn't make any difference to you lot, but it means I won't be able to bring them up. So you'll just have to take what I'm saying verbatim. You'll have to believe me that this is what people are saying. I cannot show you that this is what they're saying, but I can. Oh, wow. It's just absolutely terrible on YouTube at the moment. Okay, big up to Orox Beats, who's put in a super chat as well and said, morning, Romano reports today we are screwing up negotiations for VDV, typical Levy. Well, listen, I mean, I'm going to bring up a few things to show you in a minute from some of the what is going on here? I have no idea what is going on here. Sorry, guys and girls. Something is just not working with YouTube at the moment. But hopefully, can you all see me? Can you all hear me? Is everything okay from that point of view? Is everything okay? There's 224 of you. As long as you can see me, that's great. Good morning to Nordic Spur, who is in the chat. Jazz Fusion is in the chat. Danny says good morning. Chris Welch says, hey, Savva, you put some man hours on stream yesterday. Yeah, listen, it is what it is. Listen, while there's news, I'll always bring it to the people. Liam is in the chat. Adam McFarland, just a girl who loves Spurs, says, pick up Savva. How's the Barnet holding up? Yeah, I've not put anything in it today, so we're just going El Natural today. Let's have a look before we go in. So first of all, thank you to Jonathan Slade, who did put in a super chat, and to Oryx Beats. Thank you. And when YouTube sort themselves out, I promise you it's not me. I do promise you it is YouTube. I've got a little yellow warning sign saying, oh, we're working on fixing it. It's not you, it's us. You know, that old line. Let's have a look, shall we? Shall we have a look at some of the some of the comments going around some of the mainstream Spurs channels, shall we? So if hopefully this works, let me know if you can see this. Can you all see that? Hopefully you can all see that. So the Daily Hotspur, I'm relying on people to help me out here. Yeah, so let me know if you can see that. The Daily Hotspur have said this. Sorry, they have said that news coming in from @Kicker. I don't know how reliable @Kicker are. One of the German accounts has said an offer in excess of 50 million would be needed for Bayer Leverkusen to reconsider their stance that Tottenham Hotspur target Edmund Tapsoba is not for sale. Not for sale. Now, if we scroll down to the next one, hopefully, I'm really hoping you can all see this. Please let me know you can see it. Yeah, perfect. You can all see it. Apologies. At the moment, I have to flick between StreamYard, YouTube, and the Twitter pages. So apologies. This is a nightmare for a YouTuber. I will try and do my best for you people. All I ask is please smash the like button. This is not easy. So what have they said about Mickey van der Ven? So Mickey van der Ven, according to Charlie Eccleshare of The Athletic, who is, of course, a Spurs correspondent, has said new Tottenham Hotspur's deal to sign Mickey van der Ven is currently not progressing, with a club-to-club agreement not close. There have even been suggestions the deal is off. The deal is off. Charlie Eccleshare is saying there's suggestions of the deal being off. Then, if we go to the Spurs web, they're reporting the same thing from Charlie Eccleshare, saying that a deal is not progressing and an agreement between the two clubs is not close. This is just getting more and more and more embarrassing. More and more embarrassing. Fabrizio Romano this morning, what can we see? Fabrizio Romano is saying here that a deal is done for Fabinho. So they're just waiting to send all the official paperwork for the green lights. I don't know what advert this is for. I don't know who she's trying to kiss. Fabrizio Romano has also said in the last hour that Sunderland completed the agreement. Even Sunderland are signing players. If there's any other news from... No, I don't think there's any other news. Roma insisting for Renato Sanchez, as expected. It was in Mourinho's plan since last week. Roma are hoping for PSG to allow Renato to leave on loan. Negotiations will continue in the next days, but it's up to PSG. Mourinho wants Renato. Nico of Barcelona is on his way. I believe that's Porto. Yunus Musa wants to go to AC Milan. That's great. So do I. Leicester City are signing players. Steffi Mavadivi is going for £7.5 million. It's all going off, isn't it? Pochettino said he's really happy with Ian Matson and he's in his plan. He can play multiple positions. James Rodriguez, remember him? He's on his way to Sao Paulo as a free transfer. I don't know what's going on here. And Mbappe doesn't want to negotiate with Al Hilal. So there we've got a little bit of a roundup of everything that is happening in the world right now. The big news from a Spurs perspective is there is still no... by the way, people in the chat, i.e. Patrick Simmons, I know Ben has just blocked you, but please, there's no need to call anyone a dirty gooner in my chat. I will not stand for that in any way, shape or form. Please cut that out immediately. We're all football fans at the end of the day. I mean, if we're going to be abusive because someone supports another football club, then we have got real problems. Guys and girls, smash the subscribe button. We are close now to 8,000 people. We're just over 150 away from 8,000. So let's smash that subscribe button. And there's 325 of you and only 96 likes, which is really, 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 really poor. Ben, by the way, yeah, I have tried leaving the studio. I've tried going back into the studio. Something is not working in my back studio. It sounds really dirty, doesn't it? But it's not. It's the YouTube studio. If anyone has streamed, they'll know it's basically on StreamYard. The link between StreamYard and YouTube is not working. Let's have a look at some of the comments, shall we? Let's have a look. So, Hobbers has said that the news I was reading out there is a nightmare. Means cheaper options coming in. Custy has said, can Pavard play centre-back? Yes, he prefers to play centre-back than right-back. 86 million Kane bid incoming. I think, let me put your hands up. Who is bracing themselves for this? Who is prepared that Bayern Munich are coming back in with a with a bid for Harry Kane? Sammy, sorry, I'm clicking on it, but you won't be able to see it. Sammy has said, we need some fans to protest in London. Any fans mustn't show up to the friendly against Shakhtar. Well, wait till you see the title of my video that's going to go out about 2 o'clock today when I rip into certain portions of this fan base. Because certain portions of this fan base, I will call it out, have the club they deserve. If you keep going to games, if you keep spending money and going to games, you are part of the problem. Spurs sold out their first 3 home games within about 10 minutes. If you keep going to games, you can't complain. I'm sorry, I'm going to call it as it is now. I don't care who you are. I don't care if I'm friends with you. I don't care. If you keep going to games, you are part of the problem because the owners have no reason to change their stance in the transfer market. They have no reason to because they know they're going to sell out. Jim has said, morning, Savva and my fellow Spurs lovers. Have we bought any centre-backs yet? What a silly question. Absolutely. BVB David has said, yeah, Roma recruit, loan and free transfers signing to slot in. Roma seem to just get good signings, don't they? Whether they're cheap, whether they're loans, they just seem to get the right players picked up, i.e. look at Dybala last season. Absolutely, Ben telling off Patrick Simmons. There's just no need for it, is there? I don't understand the problem. Spurs for Life has said, did you watch Arsenal-Barcelona game? Arsenal scored Barca and Trossard was the best player on the pitch. Should have brought him in. Yeah, they're miles ahead of us. Arsenal are absolutely miles ahead of us. Havertz grabbing a goal, Trossard getting a couple of goals, Saka scoring and missing a penalty. Look, I mean, I forget the result. They're just miles ahead of us, aren't they? They truly, truly are. What would be great is if miles of you could smash that like button. I don't understand the Spurs fan base. I've said it loads of times. All other fan bases just go boom, 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 boom. Come on, smash that subscribe button. The single parent theory is coming with a super chat. For anyone that's just joined, there is a problem with StreamYard linking to YouTube at the moment. So I can't bring any comments up. I can't even show you what I'm seeing in the back office because it's got all of my details on, which I cannot show you. It's all my personal details. Single parent theory has said our club is a joke. We're currently as attractive as a terminal illness. Things will get worse before they get better, much worse. Look, yeah, I mean, I don't know about the terminal illness bit, but yeah, we are struggling to be attractive. I'm just wondering, when all these fans that have called me negative and said we're a big club that can attract the likes of Vardiel, we should just go for Vardiel, just go for Bastoni, just go for Laporte. When I was one of the fans saying that's never going to happen, people going, oh, you're negative, you've got no ambition. I wonder if those fans now will come back and go, actually, yeah, we couldn't even get Mickey van der Ven over the line. I wonder if those fans will admit it. I keep going around to different Twitter pages, different things to see. I mean, let's be fair. Tottenham, if you ever want to understand Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, right? If you ever want to understand Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, this is Tottenham. Ready? Here we go. Present. Share screen. Where are we? Where's the Tottenham Hotspur official? Here we go. So, can you see that, people? This is what Tottenham are brilliant at. And for anyone that can't read that, because it's quite small, it said the club has today announced Kit On as its new official formal wear partner. F off, Tottenham. Read the room, Tottenham. Wow. This is our official bag. They did the other day. This is the official bag we use for traveling. Here's the official kit partner. Here's the official paint partner. Here's the official toilet roll partner. Here's the golf partnership, the F1. just can't buy players. It's so pathetic. It's unbelievable. It is so pathetic that it's unbelievable. Yeah, as some people are saying in the chat, get your merch in. As long as you get your merch in. The problem is, as I said, people will keep going. They'll keep going. They'll keep buying these things. Cool. Okay, keep doing it. Balpindra said, Savva, all the people called you negative. I've gone quiet. Listen, I get called negative all the time. I just don't know how many more windows we have to see like this before people don't realise. I was on a show the other night called Southview Coys, and if you haven't, get over there and subscribe. They've got some really good content with deep analysis, which is really good to see. And during the show, by the way, so I'm just seeing if YouTube have not fixed it yet at all. During the show, this guy Ben kept coming in going, "You're an alarmist." Said, "We will sign centre-back Savva. Fans like you are the problem, Savva. Fans like you are the problem, Savva." And I said to him while he was in the chat, I said, "Ben, how many years have we seen this?" And he's like, "Yeah, but we will get a centre-half." I said, "Yeah, but I'm not saying we won't. But how many years have we seen this? There's 17 days to go until our season starts. I think it's 15 until the actual season starts and 17 until we play. And still we're doing this. Still we're doing this thing where we're knocking others who want better. It's just unbelievable. When this season is whitewashed, as it's heading down that collision course at the moment, I hope all those fans that call the other fans negative, all those fans that say, "Oh, all you do is moan, all you do is negative." I mean, I got this comment this morning. I don't mind reading out. I'll read out a couple of comments, shall I? Let's read out. Here's a couple of comments I got on my YouTube. I love these comments. Where are we? Don't get me wrong. There's some good ones as well. I'll read them all out so you can see. Let's see. I responded. Let's see the ones I responded. So, some idiot called Bruno G5867, I'll read his name out, I don't care, said, "My God, these lot are depressing. Surely they can't always be this way." So I've put, being factual isn't being depressing. Grow up. It's an observation. Not sure why I need to grow up. It's like with anything in life. You'll get people who want to find the negative in everything and look past the positive. Funnily enough, I went back with, show me the positives at Spurs, ... go. Funnily enough, I don't get any responses. It's funny. People say it's negative. I think it's completely factual and accurate. Someone else has said, all of you lot think you're lawyers now because we're having a chat about Joe Lewis. The next person said, "Savva, you and your mates have been like this since the Twitter days. You can't see the good at Tottenham Hotspur. We're a massive club, run really well, and trophies are on the horizon." It's me and my mates from the Twitter days that are the problem. Here we go. Someone's put, "Savva, if you want to be run like Man City and Chelsea, then you shouldn't watch football. You'd be a criminal." I just don't understand. I've got no idea what some of these things mean. They're just absolutely pathetic. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's go back and see if there's any more chats. 416 of you. Tigero Single Parent Theory has come in with a super chat and said, "Merch doesn't score goals or stop them." Yeah, it doesn't stop people buying it all though, right? People on a match day will be queuing around the block. By the way, people, there's 425 of you and no one has subscribed today. Smash that subscribe button, people. Smash that subscribe button. Orox Beats has come in and said, "Buy now. Levy is expected to open a strip club. I wouldn't put it past him if it can make him money." Brian Daigle said, "Good morning, everyone in the chat, and my brother Savva. Hope everyone is well. So Tapsoba off, VDV collapsing, hoping for a compromise with Phillips. Nothing ever changes. Levy out." I agree. By the way, can I just ask, can you guys all see each other's comments? Just asking, can you guys all see each other's comments? I'm just asking because it's mad that I can't and you can. Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs, Kate, big up. Get over there and subscribe to Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Has said, I got slated for saying fans get what they deserve. I've been saying this for years, Kate. I get told off by it. Sean tells me off for it all the time, but I truly believe it. Not all fans, excuse me, not all fans, not all fans. There is a portion of our fan base that keep backing this. The Lee McQueens, yeah? The Lee McQueens of this world. The Chris Cowlands of this world. They back this and back this and back this. They won't ever say, come on, enough is enough. They won't. I saw, listen, I won't actually say that. Yeah, you can see the comments. Okay, good. Sorry. This is my worst nightmare as a YouTuber when StreamYard stopped working. For those of you who don't know what StreamYard is the streaming platform which links to YouTube, and all the comments come up right next to me. So I can see myself and I can see the video, and then I can see the comments, and I can show them. So I can read these comments, but I can't show them, but you can all see them. So you know that they're in there. Good. I'm not making them up. Brian Daigle's come in and said, typical comments as people, no matter what, think all is champagne and Skittles when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur. We'll always get comments like this, but never around to say sorry when we are right. I just give up, Brian, in terms of how many years can we be right about this football club? Do you know what I mean? It just makes me laugh. Paul Gia said, Savva, have you ever met Cowlan or McQueen? No, I've asked them before to stream with them. They won't stream with me. They would never stream with me. I'd be too divisive for them. I'd be too... Listen, Lee McQueen would sit there and go, oh, but what we've got to understand is, if things don't... And Chris Cowlan will say, yeah, but, the club, the tour, the revenue. I noticed Chris Cowlan said nothing about Joe Lewis. He never does when it's bad. Paratici, these sort of things. Listen, these sort of YouTubers don't want to work with people like me and Brian. They don't. They don't want to work with us. Call us negative, whatever, but they want people on their show that toe the line. Yeah? They don't want me going Levy out, and this is why. They don't want me dropping facts and truth bombs throughout their entire show. By the way, if I went on their show, everyone in their comments would just be like, oh, this guy's negative, this guy negative. But hey, it is what it is. I'm scouring around. I'm doing about 8 things at once here. Here you go. Here's another idiot. Gaz Spur has said, what's the point of you repeating the same crap every day? Why are you concerned about a minority of the fan base comments? Every Spurs fan I know has a gallows sense of humor about Spurs. Gaz, you don't have to be here. I'm a YouTuber. I go live every day. You don't have to be here, Gaz. If you're I was nearly going to swear. This guy always comes in with these ridiculous comments. I don't understand what people don't get, right? When you're a YouTuber, you go live, right? So when people go, oh, you're just saying the same thing every day. How do you build and grow a channel if you don't go live every day? Gaz Spurs so far wins twat of the chat. Big up to you, though, Gaz Spurs. Thank you for coming on with your troll picture. Simon Hill said Chris Cowlan is on the payroll 1,000%. Yeah, I think we know that for sure. Tony Chalkley has said all of them McDonald's, and then you'll have them on mute. Olarato said, are we really going to buy centre-backs? It'll be a different level of incompetence to not buy. I think we'll go in for someone like Tosin Adarabioyo. I truly believe we will, and I think we'll get in like a long lay. I think it will be absolutely calamitous hour yet again. Let's have a look. Yeah, sorry for the person that unsubscribed. Sorry if my negativity has rubbed off. I do apologize. Well, I don't, but you get it, right? You get it. Paul Hancock said, how can you not repeat yourself when there's nothing happening? Kate Rickson said, Savva, looks like we're not going to get centre-backs, not getting Tapsoba or Van der Ven now. This club has no ambition going down the river with no paddles. I think we will see it. I think we will see a centre-half. Hang on, where are we? Gaz Spurs said, Savva, you need to get some new material or piss off. Gaz, what would you like me to talk about? Let's see. Gaz, let me know. What would you like me to discuss? Every day, any news that breaks, we talk about it. Whether it's Adarabioyo, whether it's Van der Ven, whether it's Nelson, with the links with Moani, whether it's Joe Lewis, whether it's ticket prices going up. we talk about everything. So when you say get new material, what do you mean? Sorry, we found the twat in the chat, haven't we, guys? Apologies. We found the one. There's always one. Paul Gia said, can you get him on? Yeah, I'd get him on, but people like that, they don't have a picture for a reason. They don't want anyone to see them. They won't put their opinion. Ben has fair play. I like this little battle that's going on. Ben has gone back to him and said, how about you piss off? This is Savva's platform. And he does what he wants. I do what I want. I do what I want. Listen, I would love to get this Gaz Spur guy on, but I don't think he understands how YouTubers understand how YouTubers work. We report whatever comes in. This morning, we've gone through and said what's been said about Van der Ven and that. It is what it is. Josh has said, Savva, thoughts on Lavia to Liverpool? Yeah, looks a good prospect. Yeah, I don't want to go overboard about players who have only had one season, but he looks a good prospect. If you put him in with Szoboszlai, with McAllister, Liverpool have done what we can't. They've revamped their problem position on the pitch. Our problem position is centre-half. Their problem position is midfield. And it looks like by the end of this week, they could have 3 brand new midfielders and we've got no new defenders. Absolutely fine, Solo. Absolutely. I said, Gaz Spur, how about you don't tune in if you don't like it? No one is forcing you to watch. Exactly. This is the thing. I don't mind. I've built up a following of people that feel the same way as me, or even if they don't, they understand. Mark has said, mate, you're too negative for me. I'm off. Mark, you are the problem. You are the problem. Mark, come on. Again, I'll let Mark look. This is the problem with our fan base, people. Idiots like Mark in the chat. You're too negative for me. Mark, come in the chat. Tell me what's positive. I'll tell you what. Let's play a game. Everyone in the chat right now, right? Everyone in the chat right now, put in the positives at Spurs. The positives at Spurs right now, and I'll read them all out. Give me the positives at Spurs right now. We'll read them all out. I'm wondering what we're going to get. Balpinder has said, Savva, you've got better defenders than our team. Yeah, people will defend me in the chat because they know I'm right. Basuma and Maddison. Yes, positives. Basuma and Maddison and Ange. Cool. Right. Okay. Basuma, Maddison and Ange. Yeah, happy with all 3. Positives. Unfortunately, it's not going to change a lot for next year, is it? Solomon on a 3? Yeah. Here we go. Thomas said, I have unsubscribed to negative and spews hate. Spews hate? Okay, cool. This is going to be fun, isn't it? I think we're going to lose some subscribers today. What makes me laugh about people like this is why, if I'm negative and I spew hate, do these people turn up in the first place? Why? Just makes me laugh. Eric Dyer's contract expires next year. That's definitely a positive. But knowing this club, we'll give him a new contract because he'll have 5 or 6 good games. Yeah, we'll have to see about Eric Dyer's contract. The Pigeon Merchant is a positive. Positive hat-trick. Positive hat-trick. Can he take that on to the next game? We've got a go-kart track. Do you know, people are scrapping around, see? We still have Kane, the best player in the Premier League. We still have Kane. Yeah. I mean, is it a positive at this stage? He doesn't look like he can be bothered. New bids coming in. Sean Newlands has said, morning, Savva. I hope you're good. I saw you boys got some silverware the other night. Yeah, we're winning trophies. Yeah, Zanos has said the football's good at the moment from the highlights. I'm a Man United fan, but that's the bare minimum. Yeah, I agree. The football's looking good. Just a shame we can't defend. Where are we? People are so sensitive, aren't they? So sensitive. No more scorpions can be eaten. Absolutely. Dylan Solar said the hand dryers in the toilets dry your hands really quick. Yes, they do. Rob78 said unsubscribing people. I'd subscribe twice if I could. This man's honest. I love this man's honesty. Some people don't like honesty. Spurs for Life said Savva, Lee McQueen often imitates Levy Out fans' style of rant. He can do it all he wants. He's paid by Sky Sports in the club. He can do what he wants. The problem is I've never heard him say anything truthful. He just says everything's good, everything's positive, everything's all right. You know, if we do this, if we do that, it's like, oh, come on, Lee, tell the truth. Tell the truth. The other day, He championed the fact that we hadn't moved early in the window for centre-backs. He championed it. How can you do that? It's embarrassing. We have good merchandise, said Skyline. Absolutely, we do. Beers fill up from the bottom. Mark has said, this is the guy who told me I was too negative. What's positive is we are now an attacking team who've got some cracking young players and an amazing stadium. Granted, we need centre-back to maybe a 6 for the top games. Don't appreciate being called an idiot. Mark, I can't help it. Mark, I can't help it. Again, it's fans like you. Oh, we've got an amazing stadium. So what, Mark? Why do you support infrastructure? Why is that important to you as a football fan? Why? Why is that important to you? I don't understand it, Mark. Come on. Like, when we're saying we've got some cracking young players, great. We've always had cracking young players. We're going to play attacking football. Okay. What do you mean we need centre-backs and maybe a number 6 for the top games? We needed centre-backs to defend against West Ham's B team and a team from Singapore who finished 4th, 4th, 6th or whatever in their league. How on earth are you not seeing this is beyond me. Brian Daigle will get this. Loads of fans will get this. It is the same with our fans every year. These fans like Mark come in every year. The positive police. You must be positive. It's good. It's great. Then when the season starts and we let in loads and loads and loads of goals, they wonder why. Well, you were the ones positive about it. You were the ones telling us it was good, that there was nothing to worry about. Spurs Gaza has said, like a cancer, negative people need cutting out. Unsub for me, I'm afraid. I mean, Spurs Gaza, I'm guessing that's the other Gaz Spur. That's fine. Listen, do you know what? Our fan base has not all of it, has the club it deserves. It truly, truly does. It really, really does. I'm sorry. This club, this fan base is a joke. Those idiots that keep saying these things, let them go over. Let them go over. Spur. Do you know what? The one day I want to be able to show the comments. The one day I want to be able to show the comments. Those fans should go over to Last Word on Spurs. Right? Those guys should go over to Last Word on Spurs. I'm losing subscribers here. I've lost 7 subscribers. Just so we know, we've lost 7 subscribers because our fans agree with the way this club is run. Let that sink in. If you speak out about these owners and tell the truth, you lose subscribers. Robert McDonald says, can we stop focusing on the chat in such a negative light and we can just talk Spurs? We're not here for the argument zone. It's Savva talk Spurs, not Savva battle stupid commenters. Robert, you can F off as well. I don't care. Robert, I'm reading out the comments. This is, if anyone doesn't know how my show works in the morning, this is how it works. My morning show is I go to the comments and then we talk about them. Yeah. Custy has said we are not getting Tapsoba and Mickey unless we sell Kane. Why else are the deals put on hold? It's starting to look that way. Mark, listen, come on. And said you're just losing subs and likes. So enjoy talking to yourself. Mate, you make me laugh. I've had 1,700 new subscribers in 24 days. So listen, more and more people like what I've got to say versus snowflakes like you that can't handle the truth. Oh, it's 2023. You've hurt my feelings. Oh, God, have we? And I've just got 2 new subscribers. Tom Hillier said, Savva's on it today. Yeah, I'm fed up of these snowflakes in our fan base. I'm absolutely fed up with these people in our fan base. Gaz Spurs, here's one. This is what I like. Ask yourself why you don't get the numbers like other channels. Brian Daigle was a top man. He puts his money where his mouth is. All you do is sit there and rubbish the club. I mean, I don't even think I'm as negative as Brian Daigle about the owners, but okay, fair enough. First of all, let's dispel a myth. Ask yourself why you don't get the numbers like other channels. My channel's grown quicker than 95% of Spurs channels out there. Gaz, if you're going to say something, know your facts. 1,700 subscribers in 24 days. Right? Gaz, know your facts. My channel's been going less than a lot of other Spurs YouTubers. Yeah, and look at my numbers. So before you say, ask yourself why you don't grow like other channels, you can do this, even a simpleton like you. If you go on, right? If you go on and look at a site called Social Blade, it will show you how YouTube channels are growing, right? Go and have a look at that, Gaz, before you come on here and lie. Big up to just a girl who loves Spurs who said positives is it keeps us in a job, Savva. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Kate. And Strasbourg Stephen said, morning, Savva. The stadium doesn't win you games of football last time I checked. Can't believe people are so gullible for the Levy propaganda. Unfortunately, Tom has said, get me on so I can school you. Get me on so I can school you. Okay, Tom, you want to come on? You're going to put your camera on. Tom, will you put your camera on? I'll bring you on. You can school me. You've seen that, right, guys? You've seen that. Louis, I will always fire shots at the snowflakes. I will always fire shots at the snowflakes. It makes you laugh, though. It makes you laugh. Idiots like Gaz Spurs, who doesn't understand how YouTube works. It's cute. He'll never come on. He'll never come on. Fans like that just bottle it all the time. Tom, let me know if you want to come on. Come on. All right, here we go. Let's find the link. Right. The link is copied. Here we go. Tom or Gaz Spur or Mark. The three who are having a right go at me. It seems like it's only 3 people. There's the link. There's the link. You are more than welcome. Can you see it? There's the link. Hey, there's the link. By the way, not every show is like this. This is what my morning shows are, where we read the comments. Other shows where we'll have panel debates. Yeah, Sean, Savva is getting stuck in this morning. I'm so bored of these idiots that don't understand Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I'm so bored of this toxic positivity of everything's just fine. Everything's okay. The club is a mess. Who wants to bet that Tom bottles it? I bet you he comes on. You have some excuse as to why his camera doesn't work. Mark in the chat will bottle it. Gaz Spur in the chat will bottle it. They're good behind keyboards. They're really good behind keyboards. Big up Jake B has said, forget VDV Savva. We can't even close Ashley Phillips. Damn right we can't. Damn right we can't. Carl Higgins has said it's because you're not an appeaser. If you can't handle the truth, go elsewhere. Absolutely. Chris Lewis said, just be yourself, Savva. If people don't like it, why click the watch button? That's what I don't get. They come into my channel, watch it, and then go, oh, you're negative. You must know me by now, right? You must know me by now. By the way, when there's something positive, I'll be positive about it. Looks like they've all bottled it, guys. Looks like they've bottled it. Let me come on and I'll debate. What did he say? What was it he said? Jamie Allen with a super chat, by the way, saying Spurs still haven't submitted a bid for a defender. Don't worry. All these people think it's okay. Where is, and by the way, anyone that's just joined, there is a problem with the connection, not with me. There's a problem at YouTube's end between, actually, can I read this out? It looks like they're coming back slowly. So this has come back. You can see that, I hope. Positives, yes, we've had that one. Thank you, Kate. Jamie Allen, yep. Spurs haven't submitted a bid for a defender. A few of these are trickling through. Yeah, forget VDF. We can't get out the Phillips deal done. Moondog has said any centre-backs yet. Absolutely. Thank you to all of you. By the way, all of you, you've just commented on me, but I'm really negative, so apologies for that. Tom said, and I quote, where did Tom say it? Hang on, I'm trying to find Tom's comment. Was, let me come on, I'll school you. Awkward, isn't it? It's awkward when they don't come on. Any other trolls want to come on and destroy me and school me? I love it. I love shows like this. I love it. Mike Raz said they're jealous of your growth. Listen, my growth's nothing spectacular, right? I'm really happy and comfortable with my growth. I'm really happy and comfortable with it. I don't understand the people that are like, they say, oh, you're nowhere near Henry. Well, of course I'm nowhere near Henry. Henry's channel's been going for about 2.5 years. Mine's been going for about 1 and a bit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, give me a chance. Come on the YouTube comments. Let's get back. Come on. Oh, we're just waiting. Yeah, see, so sorry, I clicked on it. Beyond 72, yeah, you can go onto Social Blade and see how channels grow. You know, it does make you laugh. Flying Solo said send the search party out for Tom. Hobbers has said, Savva, great chat, watching you as you are saying it, as you see it. I'll always say it as I see it. I'm just getting more and more frustrated. I watched that game yesterday, and we were always going to score loads of goals. I'm watching that game going, right, can we defend? And we had one serious attack in the game and couldn't defend it. Nicholas Nichols said, these numpties haven't watched Spurs long enough to get disappointed and let down, but they will. I agree. Paul Davis said, thank you, Savva, as always, the voice of reason and talks truths to the end. I'll talk truth about any club. Savva, you just need to follow the league gunner blueprint. It's easy. He doesn't entertain the people who don't like him like he used to back in the day. Hey, listen, I think it's funny. I think it's funny. You've got people in here going, I'll school you. Notice how they've all disappeared. They've all disappeared. Joe Red has said, you're so divisive. Okay. Is it me that's divisive or is it our football club? Do you not think if the football club was signing top centre-halves, I'd be sitting here going, wow, that's how you run a club. That's better. Do you not think? Do you not think if that's the case? Do you not think when we signed Maddison, I came in and went, what a great signing? Yeah, listen, it looks like they've all disappeared. Never mind. Hey, we gave it a good go. Somebody has become a channel member and I can't see who at the moment. I do apologize. Denz C, DENZC has become a channel member. Big up to you, Denz. Just so you know, for the channel membership, there will be channel member only shows. That will be starting in August, which is obviously just next week. So watch out for those. Anybody that does like my content, for the 500 people that are in the chat, please subscribe. By the way, we lost 7 subscribers. I've got 7 back. So it's quite funny what's going on at the moment. Please smash that subscribe button as we work towards 8K. And it will be 8K in 15 months. So no matter what the haters say that I've not grown, I think that's not bad growth. I think other YouTubers, if they're in the chat, will tell you that's not bad. TB, no, I'm not going to read that out. Louis has said, where are you? Let's be having you. Absolutely. Tom's scared. Adam has said, why'd you let the idiots get to you, Sav? They ain't got a clue. They're not getting to me. I'm asking them to come on. I hate it when people say, why'd they get to you? This is the point of the comment show. John, the Celtic guy, big up John, said, I just wish some fans would get used to reality. We're not as good as we once were and just trying to change that. David Clark said, football at the highest level is simple. You set out a structure for the club. You get an ambitious coach. Big up Strasbourg, Steve in the house. Big up, mate. When I heard the beat, I was hoping, I'm not going to lie, sorry, it's nice to see your face. I was hoping it was one of the trolls. Welcome to Mr. Negativity and Mr. Divisive. How are you?
I'm good, Ben. I'm good. Just woke up. I'm doing, obviously, Newcastle tour of America. I got to go to a stadium arguably better than Spurs. Have you ever seen the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta? It's
No.
Oh my God. So I'm with my buddy from the UK, and he's been to your stadium. He's been to about 70 odd in the UK, a few in Europe. And he said he was blown away.
Yeah.
Blown away by the stadium in Atlanta. It's called the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's one of the most technologically advanced in the world.
Yeah, but does it win football games, Steve, on its own?
No.
By the way, I can hear an echo, Steve. I can hear an echo. By the way, something your end, I can hear an echo.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
I don't know if everyone else can hear that. Let me know. By the way, I've put the link in the chat for the trolls. I'm still waiting for them. Big up to all the good people in the chat. Brian Daigle has said, so you lose 7 subs, then gain the exact same number. The same people with new accounts. Yeah, it's just trolls. Mike Pepper said, Savva, I admire the way you say it as you see it. Kate Rickson has said, Savva, what's positive about the transfers? We are not getting, only going for probably the same level of centre-backs. What's positive about this? Moondog, big up. Moondog has put in a super chat. Steve, I can hear myself echoing every time I'm talking, mate. I don't know. Yeah, it's gone. If you want to sort it out and come back. Moondog, they're coming through now. The super chats and the channel members are coming through, but the actual chats are not. So big up to Denz C, who's become a channel member. Big up to you, Denz. By the way, if you're new to the show, Denz, I'm not always ultra negative. I'm just in a frustrated mood today because yet again, Spurs haven't done what we needed to do. Brian Daigle, at Tottenham on Tour is here to join us as well. Brian.
Yes, brother.
Brian, first of all, lovely to see that little wispy face of yours. Take that as a compliment. Somebody in here just called me more negative about the owners than you. I can't believe it.
Mate. Well, I have to say, I'm at We Are Tottenham TV today. I'm just waiting for Simeon to get here because I'm Ben for the day. And I heard there was a schooling coming on. So if you were going to get, that's what I came on for, mate. I thought, you know what? I'd love to see people try and school you and me. I just don't get that. Like you said, this fan base, even after yesterday with all the nonsense, it's now come out that the two number one picks for the defenders are falling through, but we're hoping for a compromise with Phillips, who I think is going to be a good player, but he is not for now. Yet still, there's an excuse. And like you said, mate, I've done a tweet after you showed me the formal wear thing. I said, things to do on Spurs' to-do list. Sort out Cane's future, sign centre-backs, or release new backpacks on a plane to Thailand, and release a formal wear range. Yeah, but they care about the football team.
No, absolutely. Look, listen, do you know what? I've said a million times, and Steve, obviously you're impartial as you're not a Spurs fan, but I've said a million times, I want to do a show. I want to do a show with haters, if you want to call us haters, the haters, me, the Brian Daigles, right, the haters. I want to do a show when we come on and go, look at that, 48 hours, 2 top centre-halves brought in, a number 6 brought in. Yeah, I'm happy. We've actually done what we need to do. Now go again next window. I want to have that conversation, Steve. But unfortunately, we're sitting here again. Everything fans predict, the same negative fans predicted at the beginning of the window, is rearing its ugly head. A free transfer, a cheap goalkeeper, and a player who got relegated so far. And no defenders. What do you make of it as an outsider? Not rude, but as a non-Spurs fan.
No, I mean, for me, the priorities of Levy and just the ownership in general and the people running things, it's not on the footballing side of things. That's why you're not bringing in defenders first. You're bringing in the high-profile England player, James Maddison. That's great, but he can only score so many goals if on the other end you can't defend. What's the point? What is genuinely the point? Getting all these attacking players, but you can't fix up the defense. I mean, all the good sides that you see. I mean, Newcastle, for example, right? We built from the back. One of the transformative signings has been Botman, Pope, Trippier, 3 key guys to that spine. I mean, we have, Newcastle in my lifetime have never had the best defense in the league. We were joint best with City last year. So it's just one of those where, Levy don't care. Levy don't really care. It is what, all right.
Savva's decided to leave Football Heritage TV. It's you and me, Steve.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
Sorry, guys. I've just refreshed, and YouTube looks like it's got itself into. I can read the comments. I can see the super chat. So sorry about that, Steve. I think you were saying along the lines of we've gone and got the England player in that will probably sell more merchandise. That's the big name. But the players that you need to plug as well as Maddison, we've not gone and done it. Is that roughly what I was hearing?
Yeah, exactly. And Postecoglou needs those defenders because, again, like I said, you build from the back. All the good sides do it. They build from the back. They get in a sound goalkeeper. They bring in defenders who can defend, and you build and you go from there. Yep. You guys have no spine defensively. There's nothing there to work with. They can get forward in terms of Udoji, Jed Spence, Pedro Porro, yada, yada, yada. You're not going to be able to defend.
Yeah.
Savva, I just want to address that. Savva, can I just address that one comment that came on? This is how ridiculous our fan base is. You just put one up. No, the one that said I'm all mouth.
No, no. Brian Daigle, they're all mouth, not you.
Thank God.
Not you.
No, it's Dan as well. So my apologies, Dan, brother. I was about to say, if anyone wanted to say I'm all mouth, fly over from Canada, protest everywhere. Yeah, okay. But sorry, Dan, brother.
I just want to say thank you very much to the loyal people, because we have got nearly 500 people in this chat. For as much as people were hating on me and apparently I'm losing subscribers, 5 people have just subscribed. So big up to those people. We're now on 7,840 subscribers in 15 months, Brian, which apparently is really bad and I'm not growing. But more importantly, we've had 4 people join as channel members throughout this show. Big up to Simon Davis, who just became a channel member. Big up to you. I think more and more people are actually starting to listen to what the likes of I say, Brian says, Stell says. I think more and more people are coming over to the point where this is not just a place where we rant for the sake of it. It is, we want the best for our club. Den's C, he became a channel member. We had another channel earlier in the show, another member earlier in the show as well. Moondog said this back line will always let in lots of goals. And I think, Moondog, that is where my frustration as a fan comes from. Nana Hotspur, God, this isn't bad, is it? These super chats and memberships for a negative YouTuber. Said, I've tried to get channel membership, but can't see the join button. As far as defenders, it was obvious we weren't getting them. It took too long. In regards to the channel membership, Ben will be so kind, I'm sure, to put it in the chat. Someone, I'm sure, will be so kind to whack it in the chat for me. In regards to the defenders, I do think we will sign centre-backs. I do. My worry at this stage is, what calibre are they going to be? You know, if you go and buy now Tosin, Adrabayo and Longley, okay, Tosin's decent. I don't mind Tosin. He automatically becomes our second best centre-back, but is that the level the bigger clubs are trying to operate at? Is that the level needed to catch up? Is that the level of Pau Torres? Is that the level of a Sven Botman? I'm not sure these are. So, hey, welcome to the chat, Perchy. Big up to you. How are you, mate?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I was just sitting here listening away to your to the people in the chat. Just honestly. Do you know the one thing? Someone made. I think you made a great point just a moment ago. Everyone moans at you, but then they sit here and watch you, mate. I find it amazing. I find it amazing. It's like, just it baffles me. Listen, if there's something I don't like, I don't listen to. I don't just sit there and throw aggressive stuff in chats. If I go onto a channel I dislike him. The one thing I've always said, I say this on your channel, so I say on mine all the time, I say on everyone's, I go, there's no problems in disagreeing with anything that anyone on here says. We're all Spurs as well. I mean, Steve's not Spurs. I think we're all football fans in the context of it all. So we all have different opinions. Me and you have got different opinions. I have different opinions with Brian. I don't just sit there and go, your opinion's crap, and you're negative. I'll go, do you know what? I don't agree with your opinion because I think this, that, and the other. Not one person has ever put in any sort of standard bits of context. If you think Savva's negative, put some context behind it. And then at least have a proper debate about it. It's madness. Like, I just find it weird. Like, but I just think it's do you know what it is? It's what it is now, guys. And listen, I know what people do in the chat. You do it because you get the dopamine. You want Savva to react to you. You want the reaction. You get the dopamine from the reaction. It's what it is, guys. I'm just saying.
Yep. Just quickly, by the way, StreamYard again, it's lagging. There are certain comments pulling through, but it's not matching the back studio of YouTube. I can only apologize. As long as you guys can all see each other's YouTube comments, I will read out, and you'll have to trust me that the comments I'm reading out are actually there. The last comment I've got on my StreamYard is this, but that doesn't match up with loads of comments after this on YouTube. Ben, I believe, has put the link into the channel membership, so it should be there for you people. Zarspur, let's see if your super chat hasn't pulled through. Sorry, Zarspur. Sorry, this is one of those ones that tests you as a YouTuber. Orox Beats, big up, one of the biggest supporters of the channel. I said, big up. We'll be here till 10K and beyond. Hope to come on the stream sometime soon. Absolutely, my man. Thank you for the kind words. Absolutely. Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, look how great I am as a YouTuber. I'm not. I'm only as good as the people that want to listen to me. But what I will do is defend myself when people say that I'm not growing, right? I don't like that notion that I'm not growing. My YouTube stats don't tell me that. The number of new members, the number of views. So I do take that personally. I shouldn't, but I do. Guys and girls, let's find a positive. Yeah, let's find a positive. I'll be honest with you, and this is me. I am really, really scraping. All right, this is 4 a.m. Nightclub is shutting. I am looking around for anyone who's single. I am looking around. Okay, and if my wife is watching, this is hypothetical. She knows
Good
I wouldn't need to
Savva.
wait till she knows. She knows it wouldn't take me till 4 a.m. I'd be out of there 10 minutes before I got in, you know what I mean?
Here he goes.
Right. On a serious note, I was on with the boys at Southview Coys the other day. By the way, big up Ashmatic, Marlon, and Haz. Brilliant content.
Channel.
Brilliant channel. Doesn't get anywhere near enough subscribers for me. They're a brilliant channel.
They should be way over 1,000.
They should be above me, mate. They've got really good content. And they broke down, Ashmatic broke down 2 players I wanted to talk about. One was Ashley Phillips, who we're in for. And Brian, even like when you said there, he's one for the future. I watched this compilation and went, you're better than Dyer, you're better than Davis, you're better than Roden, you're better than Tanganga. How have we not managed to get him over the line? What do you think the problem is with getting a top young centre-half over the line? Even though we've lost Brian.
It's Ashley. Excuse me. I said, watcher. If you look, you'll go in the first be around it.
Brian, you need to jump off and jump back on, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, your internet's gone big time, mate.
It's right. I've kicked him.
I'll answer for him.
Go on, Ben. Go on, Ben.
As I'm Daigle Jr., apparently. I'm Savva and Daigle Jr. So, yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to answer it in only the way Daigle can say it. Our recruitment structure of this football club is an absolute shambles. And that all comes from years and years of not investing in an important part of a business. We used to be quite good at recruiting young people. We have some really good youngsters in our academy, but they never get into the first team. Why is that? We know from other YouTubers, they say the first team and the academy do not work together. They're at loggerheads. There is no pathway to the first team. Therefore, we don't get young players in. We don't get young players because they don't see themselves having a future at Tottenham. So they'd rather go somewhere else and then get a move to a bigger club. But our recruitment is pathetic. It is ridiculous. Haggling over a £3 million English centre-back. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. We did this with Jack Grealish. They wanted 25 million quid. What do we offer? 3.5 million in Josh Onoma. That is the way we recruit. We are so busy trying to get a deal. We're so busy trying to get the right... Instead of just saying, we need you for the future. We're going to get you in and think about it later. This guy, Ashley Phillips, looks like a really quality centre-back in the future.
He does.
Really, really quality. 3 million quid is nothing. That's like one football game for Tottenham. That's the amount of money we make.
But do you know the bit that bothers me on it? And you're very right there. But the problem is like if I think I said this to you, Sav, before, and I said, do you know the thing is I'd actually kind of understand to a certain extent if it was a one-off. You went, do you know what? We had it all agreed at 5 million, and then all of a sudden Blackburn said we want 9.5 million. Do you know what? There's a part of me that
it doesn't.
No. Wait, no. My point is if that was the case, I go, do you know what? I understand it. You stand by your principles. But this happens every single time. It does. For me, that's why I always sit back and go, it's the law of averages when we talk about stuff. We negate and we debate about stuff, but it happens every single time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happens. We never seem to have the same valuation with any other football club. It doesn't make sense. It's just the way we operate. It's terrible.
How many times? This happened 3 times this window. They've asked for a price and we've tried to change it instead of just paying the money.
Right.
It happens every time. Oh, suddenly it's 10 million. Why did they say it was 3 million then? And suddenly it's 10. That's quite a big jump in the view of an 18-year-old footballer.
Yeah.
But it always happens with Tottenham. Oh, they want 35 million. Oh, suddenly we offer 20. Brighton want 27 million for Trossard. We'll offer 12. We'll offer 12. Oh yeah, Brighton, a club that's run properly. Oh yeah, they're going to accept 12 million pound for their player of the month. Yeah, that sounds just like it happened, doesn't it?
Just quickly, insider training. I've got a feeling this is Mark, isn't it? Yeah, this is.
I love it. Insider trading, by the way. It's the best name going on radio.
Yeah. Absolutely. By the way, people, thank you. There are so many nice comments coming in. I don't ever know what to do with nice comments. I've turned into like this kind of pantomime villain. And you know why? For telling the truth. I've turned into a pantomime villain because I don't just go, oh, everything's great. By the way, big up. There's loads of people in the chat. It looks like, fingers crossed, people, it looks like the comments are back. I can't guarantee they're all back, but we're getting some back. No, I'm not getting them all back, but some I am getting back. Gaz is still giving it large, isn't he? Yeah. You're a fake. Hello, Gaz. I'm a fake. I'm a fake Spurs fan.
He's a fake. I'm a bully, and Perchy lives in, I don't know, Madrid.
Right. Do you know? No, he's taking the piss.
You live in Madrid,
sorry.
You live in Madrid. He's a fake. I'm a bully.
By the way, this has been pinned. Hopefully you can see it. If anyone can let me know. Sorry, maybe you two guys. I can't see it in my back of it.
It's pinned in the chat.
I have pinned how to become a Savva channel member. Listen, people, one thing I will never do, I will never apologize for telling the truth about anything in life. I am not part of this snowflake brigade in life. I'm not part of the him, them, her, they, this, that, Fisher, them, all that. I'm not part of that. I'm part of people. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I really don't care. By the way, this is very true. Watching the video clips, it was very clear to see how Phillips was always in the right place when the ball came into the box.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why we should pay 10 million for him. If they've changed it to 10, pay the 10 million. This kid is going to be quality. He's going to be quality. Get him in.
Yeah. By the way, sorry, the comments aren't all coming through. Winter Surfer has put in a super chat, which I can't show you, but he has put one in. It said, Savva, a pantomime villain. Oh, no, you're not. Thank you, Winter Surfer. Nordic Spurs said, I thought your show was good yesterday, Savva, but today is amazing. Keep it up. Do you know what makes me laugh, guys, right, is I've noticed, right, at first, right, when I first started YouTube, I wanted everyone to like me, right? You know, it's natural. Please like me, please, you know, all this. What I realized is not everyone's going to like you, whatever you do. Some people love this. Some people love what we're saying. Some people hate it. The people that hate it call you a fake. They call you a negative. They call you a fraud. They call you this. They call you that. The people that love it go, you're great. You're refreshing. You're honest. You can't win, can you, Ben? And that's true of life. You can't make everyone like you.
No, it's very difficult. I run a show every day at 2 p.m. where I tell people, let's be nice to each other. And yet I still get more abuse for making sure that no one's a dickhead to each other. And I get abuse in the chat. No one is going to be friends with everyone. But what we can do in life is we can be respectful to each other. We can treat others properly with the respect they deserve. So we can just be decent human beings. We can be adults. And
agree.
Ask people to act like that, but unfortunately you do, because people are children.
No, but Ben, do you know what the thing is? Is you're right. Listen, I debate with people in here all the time. Like me and Sean have debates and stuff. I don't agree with everything he says. I don't agree with everything other YouTubers say. But the one thing what we try and do is just keep it respectful. I don't abuse anyone. I respect everyone's opinion. That's the thing is, this is a bit, and people in the chat don't. Not everyone, by the way. This is like 1% of. This is talking about a very, very small minority of people, but it's normally 1%. You normally get 1 or 2 people out of 400 people that are just being idiots, and you sit back and go, but it's just debate it. Like, if you've got a problem, if you don't like something that's being said in the chat, on the panel, put in there going, no, guys, I don't agree with you because.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you because. Then there's no one has a problem, because maybe you've actually come up with a point that we haven't thought about, and we will then sit and discuss that. People then just go, you're negative, you're wrong, blah 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 blah. It's like, no, we're just
you're anti-democracy, you're horrible.
Yeah, it's just
so. By the way, Arteta has said today, we have 30 players here, which is unsustainable. But of course, the market is still open and things can happen. We are ready. We are prepared. We will bid. Like they've spent 200 million, and it's like their manager coming out and saying yes. Like we're sitting here going, can we please have a centre back? Just one centre back, guys and girls. Listen, forget the haters. There's so many people in here that come in, watch every day, that are big supporters of the channel. So thank you very much. At the moment, I'm still struggling with StreamYard. It's not working.
I think it's YouTube fixing that issue that is in the chat of not all comments get put up. It happens all the time. There's a comment glitch on you. I think they're fixing that, and I think that's affected the
because I'm not getting anything on StreamYard. Nothing apart from whenever you have to come in and come out, and then it refreshes. But apart from that, nothing's come up since Ben's last one when you put the one up about Tottenham on tour on. That's the last one I can see on StreamYard.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. So what I will show you is big up for any of these that I missed. So again, thank you very much, Windsurfer. I didn't get to show your comment. It has finally trickled through. Orox Beats as well. It trickled through. Thank you. Hopefully we get to the 10K in the next couple of months. What I would say, for all of those that do like my content, let's show the haters that there's more likers, lovers than haters. If anyone hasn't subscribed, please go and do that now. I'll show you what we're on. If we can get that to 7,850 to show the haters that the lovers will always win, that would be so much appreciated. Smash that subscribe button. Please smash the like button. There's 275 likes at the moment, 450 of you in here. Smash that subscribe button. Let's show the haters that we will always win. As Simon Davis is a new channel member, Nana Hotspur, it's now linked in the chat, so it's pinned in the chat,
if
so you can just click there.
Nana Hotspur, you might have to sign into a computer. It does do a thing with YouTube. You might either have to sign in via Safari or whatever phone you're using, like into a web browser, rather than the YouTube app. It doesn't work properly.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it, that YouTube's own app doesn't allow people to be a member on their own app.
Yeah.
Moondog again, yeah, absolutely. And Den C. So apologies that I couldn't read these out in real time. It's been a really funny show today, hasn't it? YouTube and StreamYard not working. People hating, like proper hating. Hey, it is what it is. Where are we? Let's look at some comments in the background. Orox Beach has come in with another super chat and said, never mind KSI and Jake Paul. We need a Savva versus Tom charity boxing match. Mate, listen, don't worry about people like Tom. Listen, he's got one name, no picture. And when he was given the opportunity to come on and school me, we've not seen him since. So, listen, I take these things with a pinch of salt.
Do you know what I find quite funny, Sav? It's quite funny. About 3-4 weeks ago, you were getting hate in the comments of going, God, you're so positive. You must be a Levy defender about 4 weeks ago. Now everybody hates you for being negative. It's incredible.
As I said, mate, I'll always say what I see. I say what I see. Big up people in the chat. Apologies, the comments. It's really, really difficult. As long as you can all read each other's comments. Yeah. Brian has said, he's had to go. There's been a new member come through, but it hasn't pulled through yet. This is an absolute nightmare. Yeah. Guys, so look, we talked about Ashley Phillips there. Look, I suppose a positive you could say is that we're not on pre-season tour anymore. I believe, somebody will tell me if I'm wrong, I believe the players come back today.
Yeah, they do.
The players come back today.
They come back today.
Okay, so from tomorrow, Saturday, the players should be at the training ground. Daniel Levy should be there. All the admin, all the recruitment team. So we've got to hope. You can only hope that in the next 7 to 10 days is when we start actually doing some bits. Yeah. And by the way, I'm not just going to sit here and say about centre backs. that squad is massive for a team that are not in Europe. That is a huge squad. You had 22 players that all played yesterday, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, so you got 22. Now let's add players that didn't get off the bench. Harvey White, right? Didn't get off the bench. Sean Devine. Who else was on the bench?
Alfie Devine.
Alfie. I was going to say who you're on about then. Yeah, Alfie Devine.
Didn't Sean Devine used to play up front for Barnet? Anyway, Alfie Devine.
Alfie Whiteman.
Alfie Whiteman, Harvey White. There's 3 that didn't get off the bench. Now add on to that Hugo Lloris that's still at the football club. That's 4. Now add on to that Brian Hill who's injured. That's 5. Yeah. Tunga and Ndombele. That's 6. Who else didn't play?
Troy Parrott.
Troy Parrott is 7.
Dane Scarlett.
Dane Scarlett is 8. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there's any more. I think
Matthew
there's one
Craig
more.
is in the squad. That's 9. So if you are looking at those 9,
Jed Spence, someone's just put in as well. That's 10.
Jed Spence, that's 10. Yeah. Right. So now add the 22 that played and those 10 players. Right. That's 32 players for a 38-game season and obviously a couple of cup games. The squad is massive. That is a massive squad for a team not in Europe. Ben, it's got to be trimmed, Ben, right, in the next 10 days. It's got to be.
It's got to be gutted. Trimmed. It's too late to trim the squad. It's got to be absolutely gutted to hell. There are too many players there that are not going to get in this squad. I mean, we want too much money for crap players. We want too much money. In Ndombele, for example, as soon as that £20 million bid came in, I'm thinking, accept it. That's 20 million in the coffers and 20 million you save in wages. That's your centre back. That is your centre back. Get him gone. He's not played either game because he's injured. Because he's made like a fish finger. He's soft and flabby. Do
you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? We've listed all those, and we've listed. What did we say? What did you say was 35 there, Sam? What's amazing?
I think it's 32 to 33. I'm sure. And then if
you missed Bentancur and Sessegnon are 2 you missed.
Wow. Yeah. So that's 35 plus. If you look at Dorrington, Sayers, that's 30. That's 37.
Yeah. They don't count in the squad, right? Because they're under 20, right?
No, I know, but forget that numbers of players. It's colossal. You think that's 11, 22, 33. That's nearly 4 teams. It's nearly 4 teams. By the way, we're starting to get a few trickle in. Apologies. So here was the comment I couldn't show, which was Orox Beats saying, never mind KSI and Jake Paul. We need a Savva versus Tom charity boxing match. And Axel has become a new YouTube member. So thank you. By the way, we've got YouTube members. 2 people have unsubscribed. Apologies to those who didn't like it. Please, can I get 4 or 5 people that could go and subscribe? It would really help out. Yeah. And Dan E, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Dan, you met me in person on Friday night.
Yes, I did, mate.
Am I a negative person that doesn't like to have fun?
No, you are not. Right. No, you are not. Far, far from it. Don't mind me if I'm a bit shaky this morning. I didn't have a good night.
That's all right.
Either way, yeah. Just want to put a point across to a few people on the crowd here, yeah?
Yeah.
The stuff that you, Brian, Perchy, Ben do, yeah? Something I've screamed out for so bloody long. I mean, I always enjoyed watching Lee Gunner, yeah? Because he slated off Arsenal, but I like the way you put it across.
Yeah.
But you do the same as well. You ain't scared to speak your point. You go out and do your stuff for charity and everything and that, yeah? You do 24-hour bloody streams and that. Perch, I only done about 10, 11 hours with you in separate bits, and that's totally screwed me, yeah? So God knows what it must have done to you. I think some people just need to get a couple of facts right and credit where credit's due at the end of the day. That's my opinion on it. And one other thing on it, when someone runs their mouth off but ain't got the bottle to back it up, you just can't have time of day for them, can you?
No, I mean, absolutely. That's the key thing. What I do find is that people can't separate. Football from real life. So it doesn't matter that Perchie and I, for example, have done loads of charity stuff and Ben's done charity stuff. What it matters to these people is that we're negative about Spurs. Do you know what I mean? It's not that we're positive in life and we're raising money for people. It's you're negative, you're terrible, you're horrible. It's like, okay, but that's only a football opinion, right? That's all it is. It's a football opinion.
Exactly.
So
some people can't handle being a realist.
But do you know what it is? I'm also, I agree with what you're saying, but do you know, I have not even got a problem if people want to say, oh, I think we're doing okay, great about the club. Listen, if you want to believe that, listen, that's why I always say, and I think it's saying, always say, that's why I haven't got an issue with the people, like sort of other YouTubers that sway on the other side of the sort of ownership spectrum. It looks like I'm leading the line here again. The ownership, I haven't got a problem with that. But at least, if you're going to do that, I've got no problems with it. But it's when people just go, you're negative. But I said, put context to it. Listen, I don't care. If people want to call me negative. But tell me why I've been negative. Tell me a reason what I've been negative about, and I'll have a debate with anyone. I said this all the time. I say it on Twitter all the time. I will debate anybody. I don't care if you are pro the ownership of this football club, against the ownership of this football club. If you think Harry Kane should stay, if Harry Kane should go, I haven't got a problem. I'll sit and debate everyone. It's part of the fun of it. But
exactly.
what I don't like is when people just go and just shout, and they think. And the thing is we've grown into a society that people feel like it's acceptable to just hurl abuse at people without anything. You shouldn't be doing that. Like, we're in a. Think about what you're saying. You don't know. We're all people. Remember, people. I sometimes think people put YouTubers on a pedestal, whereas us lot, we just people who talk about football. My opinion is no different to any one of yours and no one else in the chats. We all have an opinion. That's the part of it. But people just think because someone like me says it, or someone like Savva says it, or anyone else thinks that all of a sudden that we think that our opinion is better than yours. No. I like it when people debate me. It's part of the fun of it. I enjoy it.
Exactly. I mean, there's been stuff in here I haven't agreed with what you say and whatever, or what either you two have said and that. And yeah, I haven't got to agree with everything. You haven't got to agree with everything. Everyone's allowed their own opinion at the end of the day. But if you've got an opinion to something, the way I see it, there's got to be a reason why you got that opinion.
Yeah.
Not just yes or no. Well, why do you like it? Well, I like that because I like this, and this. Why do I love a curry? I love a curry because it's nice and hot and it just tastes bloody nice. Yeah? You can't beat a good old curry or a nice bit of jerk chicken. Why don't I like Brussels sprouts? Because they taste mank. Simple as that. But the point I'm making to you is there's a reason. If I disagree with you, I've got to have a reason why I disagree with you. Not just, well, you're wrong. Well, okay, why am I wrong? Because you're wrong. Yeah, but why? Because you're wrong.
Dan, do you know what?
I don't get it.
I would debate anybody, as you know. I'll debate anybody. The problem is when the people just come in and go, you're negative. Okay, tell me why I'm negative. You're negative. Okay, but why? Come in and tell me that my opinion of Daniel Levy or the transfer situation is wrong. And I'll bury you. I can school you. Okay, come on. Here you go. Here's your chance. And they run away. Just quickly, have a look at this, right? If we look at some of these, I just want to see a few things that Romano's just posted. Have a look at this. Hopefully, can everyone see the screen? Yeah. So interesting. That's hang on. That's not what I wanted to show you. Fabrizio Romano. Yes. So Fulham have just completed 21 million. Apparently, Fulham have 21 million, and we don't. They've just signed Calvin Bassey from Ajax. And again, people, it's not about the player. It's about the fact they went for one of their targets and got him. And then this is the interesting one, is that Paris Saint-Germain have just submitted a bid of 50 million for Rasmus Højlund.
Wow.
So it looks like Man United and PSG going in for a bit of a bidding war with Rasmus Højlund there. I don't know about you guys. And apologies, I'm again, StreamYard is bringing me through X amount of comments. The last comment I've got says, is Paul Hancock saying, I couldn't do what you boys do. I can't see anything else, so I'm having to go to the back office. But I think this is going to now be a big knock-on effect, guys. I think, obviously, Rasmus Højlund going will then spark what's going to happen with Mbappe will then spark what's happening with Vlahovic, what's happening with Kane. I think we're about to see a big domino merry-go-round. With that in mind, is anyone thinking that Bayern Munich are going to come in before the end of this week with a new bid? We've been hearing about it all week. When do we think this is going to drop? Why do we think it's taking so long?
I think they will. Yeah, I think they're going to do this weekend. 100 million euros I'll put down on them, I think.
Yeah, I think they're going to put down. I think they put down a little bit more than that because I think. How shall I put it? I think Bayern Munich also got a bit of a point to prove now, as well. Like we ain't this small club. We're one of the biggest clubs in the world, sort of thing, and we can take your main man off you, and we can pay for it. I think they got a little bit of a point to prove now as well. Do you see what I'm saying? And I do think they're going to drop something like 105, 110 million euros, which, if I work it out right, is about 92 million at a guess. And yeah, we should take that if it comes to it. But I think they've got a point to prove now as well.
I think they will. I think they'll put it in.
I agree.
What do we think it will be? And do we think it's going to be enough? What do we think?
I think it'll be 100 million euros, which is about 85 million pounds, is my opinion. That's what I think.
We'll accept it. Unless that
would be balmy if we didn't.
Guys, one of you. I can't. Sorry. When you both talk, it's so tinny. I can't hear you. Sorry, go on, one of you.
Go on, Perch.
No. I was just saying. I think if we rejected 85 million pounds or 100 million euros, whatever the direct equation of that is, I think we'd be insane if we reject it. I think everyone would be looking at going, are these lot for real? That's my opinion. I think if we reject it, that'd be crazy.
He's basically said he wants to go. Let him go. Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to drag on all season. It's going to be on the other players' minds. He ain't going to give it his all because his head's going to be elsewhere, like it was with the start of City and everything. It's just going to do nothing but damage if we keep him. Let the man go. He deserves to go. We can get the money in, and we can do something. So get on with it. It's at that point now, I think.
Yeah, Ben?
I think Tottenham are not going to accept anything less than 100 million sterling. Not because he's worth that. I think it's because if Bayern Munich had not did what they did in the press and tried to bully Tottenham, I think 100 million euro, we accept it. I think this is almost a Levy and the club just saying, you're not going to bully us. You're going to give us the money we've asked for. And I think if that is £1 less than £100 million, I don't think Tottenham are accepting it. Just to prove a point to Bayern Munich. If they want him, they can have him. They've just got to pay the money. If the honorary president didn't run his mouth in Bild and in the German press, and obviously Bild sending people to the training camp with a Bayern shirt, I think we'd be like, okay then, let's do a deal.
But do you think that's at the complete detriment of the club if we say, oh, we're just...
Of course it is. I think it's...
I worry if we do that. I worry.
I agree.
I think it's stubbornism from Tottenham. We are a stubborn football club. We've done it
massively.
We are
cut our nose to spite our face, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we're going to do it just to say, no, if he goes for free, who cares? It's a good thing and it's a very bad thing at the same time, because it proves that we can't be shoved around for money, but it also just like we just get it over and done with. It's now a detriment to the club. It's a detriment to Postecoglou. And we need to be moving on to the next issue, which is buying 2 defenders.
But I think more people want him gone than stay now.
But don't you think that every you're right in that, Dan, but don't you think, guys, that every day that passes, Spurs have a weaker and weaker hand? I use the poker analogy. We started off a few years back with a couple of aces. We're creeping down to, at the moment, having a pair of 8s at the moment. And they're, at the moment, Bayern Munich is sitting there with kings in their hand, and they go, we can stick this out the longer. And it every day just seems to be have a weaker hand. And the longer and longer this builds out, the cheaper that. I always say, whenever it gets a deadline day, the price goes up on a player normally because it's last minute and you can't replace him. This is a different. Kane's value goes lower and lower, the closer and closer to deadline day. And at deadline day, he's fundamentally we then lose massive value on him, because Bayern Munich will go, well, he's agreed terms with us now. We'll put £60 million on the table and go and do that something with it.
And then probably offer a little 30 million in
January.
Yeah.
Just quickly, guys and girls, disappointing. There's 465. Hang on, let me just check that I've made that right. There's 445 of you in here. Smash the subscribe button, people. We are trying to get 7. I said, let's just try and get some subscribers to show the losers that the winners always win, but apparently not. No one subscribed. So, hey, clearly not enough people liking the content. Subscribe if you can. It would be much appreciated. And on the likes front, we have got 304 likes. So thank you very much for that as well. Guys and girls, we'll go for another 20 minutes or so. So obviously, Perchy's then going live at 12. Is this turning into a Berbatov-esque situation? And what I mean by that is not what happened after Berbatov left, but in terms of will he, won't he? I remember all window, will he, won't he? United want him. Will they come in? Will they not? And then all of a sudden on the last week, the last few days, the last day, it was Berbatov went. It would be criminal, wouldn't it, to let Harry Kane leave on the last day of the window?
Gross negligence.
I don't care if that happens if we already have bought the replacements and we just say to Bayern, right, you can have him. Let us get because as soon as that 100 million, let's say we get 100 million, everyone's going to up their prices. It's what's happened with Arsenal, with the West Ham and the Declan Rice money. They know you've got 105 million in your coffers. Right, we're having some of that. So, but we're not looking like we're buying anyone. This is the gross negligent part. We just need to buy it. We need to focus on instead of focusing on the Harry Kane stuff, put that on the back burner. We should be like, right, what is the problem with the team other than Harry Kane? Centre-backs. Whether Harry Kane's here or not, we still cannot defend. There's no point having a Harry Kane scoring 30 goals a year if we're going to be conceding the same amount of goals every single game because we cannot defend.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is worrying, isn't it? I mean, Perchy, selling him on the last day. Listen, I'm not saying this is happening, by the way, but, you know, if he was to go, somebody in the chat, by the way, I'm so sorry for anyone that's just joined. I'm not bring up comments on purpose. I haven't got access to many of them. This is the last comment I've got. What I will do is when I ask this question, I will dip out and dip back in and it refreshes for me so I can see what's gone on. But Perchy, I'm not saying he will go on the last day, but we let Berbatov go in the last hour, if I remember. I believe it went right to the wire and we got back Fraser Campbell. What I will say is, Perchy, we're seeing more and more people now. I think that at the beginning of the window were like, must keep Kane, has to stay. I think now a few people have seen the way in which we play. I think they're all a little bit more at ease at the thought of Harry Kane moving to another club.
I think people are starting to see a bit of reality now and going, well, my theory's never changed. I've sort of sat by my theory on Harry Kane from the get-go on this. I said the only reason you retain Harry Kane this season with him not signing a new contract is if you know that Harry Kane will be the catalyst for you winning the league. I said that literally for me is the only reason you don't sell him in this window, in my opinion. The only reason, but the fact is, I sat there and went, we're nowhere near that. Yeah. We've had Harry Kane for a very long time and not won a trophy anyway. So what difference does it make? So I sit there and went, well, we might as well cash in and get good money for this man. Get good money for him. And the thing is that I've always stood, but I think people are starting to realise that. And I think, do you know what? Another thing, I think people maybe through pre-season are realising, actually, do you know what? The way we're playing football, we're not going to sit there and rely on 30 goals from Harry Kane next season. I think we're probably in an agreement on that, everyone. I think, and then the chat, I don't think we're not going to be sat there going, Harry Kane's going to get 50% of our goals next season. So I don't think that would have happened anyway. He'll still, even if he stayed, he'll score loads of goals. It's Harry Kane, of course he will. But we're not going to be sat there going, we need. But for me, I sat there and went 80, 90, 100 million pound, whatever it is, whatever the fee is, anything in between in that sort of 20 million pound bracket. That for me is the moment where you go go and get centre backs in that could absolutely transform this defence. It's one of those, it's quite interesting because everyone goes, oh, we need a replacement for Harry Kane. Do you know what? I wouldn't even be too against if we didn't sign another striker and went, do you know what? We're going to bring in two 40 million pound centre halves. But you get my point though. Like I think if we can go and get two defenders in this window that are 40 million pound with that money, yeah, that was my theory on it. But yeah,
I think we also need to look as a right back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I agree. Let's talk about fullbacks. Just before we do, thank you to the 2 people that just subscribed. Come on, people. If we can get 10 more of you, if you think this is begging, that's cool. I'm trying to grow the channel. I've said in the next 6 months, I want to make this my full-time job. So please, if you can help, if you can subscribe, if we can get to 7,850 by the end of the show, the link to the membership is pinned. But Ben, would you be so kind to put the link in for the actual channel, and then I'll pin, I don't know if you can pin that. Can you pin it?
I'll pin it. No.
Okay, I'll pin it. If you put it in, I'll pin it. Please go over there and smash the subscribe button. Let's not let the negative haters. The negative ones are the ones that like what's going on at the club, by the way. Don't have it twisted. Thank you very much. If anyone would, please let me know when you have subscribed so I can say thank you as well. Dan, let's talk about that. Centre halves, we absolutely need as a priority. I think we all agree. Goes without saying. But, and I'm not saying we have to do it right this window, but I think what we've seen more and more in the last year or so is that our fullbacks aren't good enough. But I'm going to throw this to you before you talk about needing new fullbacks, Dan. I'm going to throw this to you. Could it be that once you get the two centre halves that are good and the DM that can protect, that all of a sudden that need for these two that are bombing forward to be as good defensively isn't as great?
Like basically you're comparing it to Liverpool, basically.
Sure.
Trent did not look too sad. He was never great as a defender, but he didn't look that bad. But then as soon as Virgil van Dijk was injured, you saw him for what he was. Same with Arsenal. As soon as Savva came off because he was injured in that, then you saw Zinchenko for what he was, a liability at the back, but good going forward. Just like you can relate him to Porro. Porro, for me, he's definitely not a right back. I can see why they're playing him as a wing back, but for me, you're going to get the most out of the man up front on the right, crossing the ball in. Same as I think Trent should play there. I think he's a bit of a, like with Gareth Bale, we started him as left back, whatever, and then Harry Redknapp came in and just went, no way, up front on the left, mate. That's where I want you. I think it's the same thing as that, but I think it's perfectly right in what you're saying, because then they can go up, defensive midfield comes back, we then got 3 at the back. But Odegaard, he's an all right defender, but he's excellent at going forward in that. But he's only young, and he will become a good defensive left back as well. It's just that's not quite his strongest point at the moment, but I don't think he's as much of a liability as Porro at the back. But I'll make you right on what you said. It makes sense.
It's strange, isn't it? I mean, Perchie, if we look at this, I know we talk about centre-backs all the time, but this is what you get when you've had no planning for 4 to 5 years. You just get a mishmash of players that don't really suit any particular formation, and then a new manager that comes in and does want set players that play a set formation is left with a lot of round pegs for square holes, or square pegs, sorry, for round holes. You've got, on the left-hand side, you've got Sessegnon, who can't really defend. I mean, he's not really good at anything. Sessegnon can't defend. You've got Adoji, who looks another one who's brilliant going that way, but again, we've not seen him tested coming back this way. Perisic, who was bought as a wing back, we've seen already, and I've seen more in 2 games of him going forward than I have as him as a wing back. You look at the right side, you've got Jed Spence, who's not defensive. He's a right wing back. Royale is defensive, but can't play going forward. Porro can't defend to save his life, but he's brilliant going forward. There's just 5 to 6 fullbacks here that can't actually do a solid fullback job. It's a worry, right?
No, massive worry.
Johnson's left back, isn't he?
But
an actual left back.
Yeah, but the massive problem we have, you're right. I think we talk about centre backs. You're right. I think the key word is there's no plan. There's no organisation. I think it's going to be the wing back or the full back situation is going to be one of those that's going to get left this season. I understand why it's not going to get sorted, but it's one of those now. I would say we've got then 12 months to go and say, let's sort this out. How do we, which style do we want? Like the two bombers, because we're going to bring in an unbelievable number 6 that will sit in as a 3 when we attack. A bit like when under the sort of Pochettino era when we had Carl Walker and Danny Rose bombing up. Or are you going to have the likes of a more defensive style defender at the back that will less likely will then drop in as a 3 or 1? I think the key word is plan. I think you made a great point. There's no plan at this football club. But that feel like that statement is used for so much at the moment at Tottenham. There's no plan at Tottenham. I mean, I could use it about everything. I could say it about midfielders. We've got a lot of midfielders that are exactly the same. We're starting to change that up now by bringing in James Maddison. But yeah, I think it's going to be one of those. I'm one of those. I'll say it now. I don't mind keeping the ones we've got right now, except Session. I think he needs to go, so he's good enough. But his injury means he's probably going to stay now. But yeah, I think that's the positions that I go. Do you know? And that's the next one to improve once we've got the 2 centre halves in.
Do you know what? There's one we was meant to have been looking at that I read this morning. I can't remember what bloody page I read it on, and I think it'd be a bloody good idea as a defensive midfielder. He's at Feyenoord. What's his name? Ibrahim? No, PSV. Sagari. I don't think that would be a bad idea, and I don't think he would be stupidly expensive. It'd probably be about 40-45 mil, I reckon. But for me, I've only seen him play once or twice because I don't really follow.
But sometimes that's what you. Sometimes as a scout, right? If you like, sometimes that's what catches your eye. A bloke does something and you go, "Hang on, wow, that's really really good. That's it." But just quickly, so I would say this super chat has trickled through, so thank you so much. Is it showing? Yes. On your bike, Scott, big up to you and your dog, has said, top show, Savva, keep it up. Thank you very much. Maybe if more people felt the same, we'd get a few more likes and a few more subscribers. We are 8 away from 7,850. Smash that subscribe button, people. Put in a lot of groundwork for Spurs fans. Lots of comments now starting to filter through. Not all of them. Not El Beggio, mate. You can joke all you want, but I'm trying to make this my business, so I need to grow. That's what it is.
LPO t-shirts on their way very soon.
Well, listen, it is what it is. As I said, please, the pin message. Howard Vale has said, how do you think we'll do in the Champions League this year? I say semis, #deluded. Okay. It depends. Are you an Arsenal fan or are you tongue-in-cheek Spurs fan? Or I don't. Yeah. No, listen. No, I want to get all of that. Listen, sorry guys, I just want to get all of this kind of stuff away from the channel because it you know, when I look at the bigger channels that have grown, they're not talking about all Beggios and this. I really want to. Sorry, if that sounds serious. I know. I just want to get to football. You know, Mark Robinson, great point. I really feel for Vicario as well. He's come in, brand new number 1, guys. He's come in. And look at the defence he's having to play in front of. How can he have any confidence, Ben?
It's madness. I feel sorry for Vicario. I feel sorry for him. A goalkeeper is only as good as his defence in front of him. He's going to be physically having to. Hopefully, he's a really good shot stopper, which I've seen. He's actually quite a good shot stopper. If he's going to be facing,
it's just so far we've played teams, Ben, who don't actually have any shots, like who don't get near our goal. Do you know what I mean?
That defence is a joke in front of him. It is an absolute joke. And they're going to ruin a young keeper's confidence because the people in front of him have been here for too long and they don't know what they're doing. They absolutely do not know what they're doing. And it's time to change them, whether it's 4 at the back, 3 at the back, 5 at the back, 10 at the back, 1 at the back, Ozzy Ardiles style. You've got to have people that know how to defend properly. And you've got to protect your goalkeeper because a goalkeeper doesn't need to face 40 shots a game. They need to focus on facing that 1 shot a game that's going to do real damage. So we need to stop people being able to shoot from distance. and we can't defend.
He was good in it. He was good in Italy. I only saw him play twice, or was it one? No, that wasn't him in the second game. That was him in the first game. Yeah, they didn't play him in the second game against Inter. They played him in the first game. And I follow Italian football like I do the Premiership. And he bossed that box. He really did. And I know he don't look like the biggest built fella and everything and that, but he's definitely got a mouth on him, which I think is very good for a goalkeeper to keep. Yeah. Like Lores hasn't, basically. And you see them like run into each other half the time because they don't know one's there or one's there. Whereas this one, he's got a mouth on him. He's a bloody good shot stopper. He's okay with his feet from what I've seen, but it's only one game. But he's definitely got potential if Man U, Chelsea, Munich, us, and I can't remember the other team in that, was actually checking him out. So I think he's got good potential, but with that defence in front of him, you could go stick Oliver Kahn there and he ain't got a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, for the last 5-10 minutes, what I do want to talk about is this. By the way, yes, Perchy, I will do that. Perchy, send me the link to the show in there and I'll do that. Yeah. What I do want to say is, by the way, I have just blocked a couple of people in the chat. I know who they are immediately. I will not have any political talk in the chat. Will not have any chats. Black Lives Matter, whoever that guy is that keeps going in, keeps abusing. So he has been blocked and removed. Big up to everyone. We are going to go for another 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. Can't count. 9 minutes we're going to go for. We are now only 6 subscribers away from today's target of 7,850. If 6 of you would be so kind, out of the 414, just 6 of you, smash that subscribe button. It really does help. We'll be back later on with some more content as well. And apologies today for the lack of comments that I can bring up at any one time. It's not me. I promise it is YouTube and StreamYard between them. This comment, guys, is a great point. This is Tottenham Hotspur's transfer window summed up in a nutshell, isn't it? Question for the panel. Do you think all the noise about Van der Ven and Tapsoba is that when we get downgraded centre-backs, Spurs will do the same old thing and say we tried really hard? Now, Perchy, I'll come to you first. Actually, I'll go to Ben because you're doing that thing. Ben, I'll go to you first. First and foremost, it will be the club that said we tried really hard. The worrying thing for me is the number of fans that will also go, oh, well, we tried all summer to get 2 top centre-halves, just like Bastoni last summer. They'll say, do you know what I mean? Is that the worry for you?
It's obvious that we're not, I wouldn't say we're going for the cheap option, because cheap and expensive doesn't mean good players. But what we do need is the manager has identified, because we know the manager does not work with a director of football. We haven't got a director of football. He has identified 2 players which he would like for his system, and we've not got them. And it doesn't look like we've got any other targets. This is a real problem, because if we're now scrambling for anyone that will fit that mould because we're panicking. And if you panic, you always do the wrong thing. You always got to stick with your decision. If you say Tapsoba is the guy for our defence, you go and get him. Even if it means spending top dollar on your number 1 target. You should spend top dollar on your number 1 target anyway. It's like when you do shopping, you spend less on the things around your main dish, but the thing that makes your dish, you spend all the money on, whether that's anything. Tapsoba was the guy. We failed. Van der Ven was a top guy. We failed. So now we're going to get guys that might not necessarily fit the system. They might do a job, but they won't fit the system perfectly. It'll be trying to sand a round peg into a triangular hole. We need to start getting all the right players for the positions we think will work. And it's a disaster. I like Tosin. I think Tosin's a really decent player. He looks like he's going to be very good in a couple of years, but he's not the main target. He's the guy you bring in as the backup to be able to coach him into maybe being that future centre half. And we failed again. We've done it again.
Yeah, Perchy, what are your feelings, mate? It's it just feels like I constantly feel like we're living in, is it the Truman Show? or whatever. It just constantly feels like, do you know what I mean? This shouldn't be this difficult. Other clubs identify a position, go out and get it, and their fans are happy. We identify a position, spend the first noises were on the 23rd of June. What's that, 34, 35 days ago now? I mean, just move on from Van der Ven and Tapsoba and get in some centre halves. Like, this shouldn't be difficult.
But that's the bit for me, is I think we had this discussion before, and it just feels like we have to echo it, because it's mad. It's like, if whatever the reasons are that we can't get the likes of Van der Ven or Tapsoba in, whatever the reason is, if we think that the value is a certain price, or we think that it's because of this, that, and the other, great. We don't have to agree on that, but go and get somebody else in. If we must have more than 2 defenders on a list, there must be a list of 10 defenders that you go, well, this is the list on the order now we get them. We can't get that one, we get this one, or for whatever reason, we go to them. You would think that's how they operate. You would think it feels like it's a scattergun approach. It's going, oh, do you know what, we'll get that. If we can't do that, we'll just figure someone else now. Yeah. And the fact is they said at the start of the window that centre halves are crucial. They said at the start of the window that centre halves are fundamental this season, and we can't seem to get it done. And as you said, Sav made a great point. How come everyone else seems to do it? This isn't a problem at football, because there'll be someone making an excuse because of this, that, and the other. No one else. It doesn't. Aston Villa is the great example. They wanted Pau Torres. They went 35 million euros or 35 million quid, whatever it was. They go, pay it down, job done. Let's go, move on. We got to get Diaby. Yeah. Mad.
Even been another one who's a bad idea. Pau Torres. I know he had a shaky season last season and that, but we've been after him for like 3 years. We just didn't want to pay the.
But Dan, you're right. Dan, you're right in what you say. But the thing is I'm now at the stage where I don't even care anymore about how they were before. The fact is Aston Villa went, he's our target. We'll get him in. I've always said this. I don't care who the target is now. If the target is on the list of players that we want, go and get it done. Why can't Tottenham? Tottenham seems to be the only club that seems to have to do things one at a time. Everyone else seems to get 2 or 3 things done at the same time. Spurs seem to go, well, we can't do that. The excuse I'm hearing is we're sorting out the Harry Kane situation is the next excuse I've heard. What? If he's not going to be here, why should we worry about that? Let them deal with that and get in centre halves. We've been crying out for so long.
The thing I see is, all right, if they waited till the very end, got the money at the very end, and the centre-back, say, for instance, was sitting there the whole time and we was waiting for the Harry Kane money, yeah? Well, if they know what they're going to do and sell Harry Kane anyway, then just go. I'm sure they can get some money together, seeing as I'm not even going to go into the bloody revenue we got and that. But just pay that up front, and then when we get his money, that covers that. Why can't we? It's like having that manager on the pitch who's all good, but he's got no second plan. You get what I'm saying? It's like we're basically doing like that. It's like we know who we want, those 2 defenders. Okay, it's not working. What do we do now? Are you telling me they really haven't planned a list, like you said? I think that's a banging point, Percy. Like, it is what it is. It just don't make sense.
Yeah, I think the worry is this. For me, it's not that it's the most expensive player ever.
Agreed.
It's the right player, and I think what we do as a fan base as well is we say things like, "Oh, but they've signed that player and he's rubbish." But if it's their target, that's what we're talking about, right? And when you look at the likes of Brighton, their target was centre backs like Colwill and Igor. They've gone and got one of them over the line. Obviously, they knew that the Colwill deal is a bit more of a dream signing. Right, whereas Igor is a more realistic signing, and they've gone and got it done.
That is a steal. That is an absolute steal.
He's a very good defender.
I've watched him play enough times because I've got a little soft spot for Fiorentina because they've got my all-time favourite player there, or they used to, back Stuart, and that's why him and Milenkovic, they really work well as a team. And that Igor for 17 mil is an absolute steal. He's going to be trouble next year.
I'd love to have Milenkovic as well. I think he'd be a top defender.
That's what I said to Savva on another show, and that if I mean, personally, I'd have picked Milinkovic over Van der Ven, but that's a bit more to the experience side. Okay, Van der Ven might prove to be better.
Like what we were talking about the other day with Romero and how he needs a daddy next to him.
That's what I was saying to you, wasn't it?
The daddy, 6'5", Serbian monster. Don't you argue with him, Sunshine?
He's only 24, but he's captain quality, isn't he? He's only 24, 25.
I think you've got to buy both. I think the reason why they wanted Van der Ven more than anything is the pace of the guy as well. He can play left back, left centre half, and he's got pace, and he's very, very good on the ball. He's one of those, sometimes when a centre back gets the ball in your own box, and you think, oh, please don't do anything stupid, like Sanchez, Dyer, Davis. Van der Ven's one of those. He doesn't mind a forward pressing him. He's comfortable to take him on. He's comfortable that he can play it out without just whacking it away. And I think that's the issue for me. And Diaby, I mean, he scored last night on his debut for Aston Villa. Don't know if anyone saw that. I don't know if his debut, if he came on the other night for a few minutes, but he played last night in the second half, scored a goal for Aston Villa. A really good point I did see it was actually about Arsenal. So I can't see where it was. Sorry, the comments are all messed up today. It's absolutely ridiculous. So this comment said, by the way, big up Phil P for the super chat who said, R.I.P. Sinead O'Connor. Absolutely, really good singer. R.I.P. to her. By the way, Georgie, 1 foot LCFC has said most clubs don't plan ahead when coming to transfer targets. Look at West Ham; they're all over the shop trying to replace, but they do plan. That's not true. The well-run clubs plan, Georgie. That's not true. The well-run clubs. You've got to remember, all of these midfielders that West Ham are going for now, they would have been talking about knowing that Rice was going, right? But the problem is, as long as that Rice deal went on, other player situations change. The price of Gallagher changes. The price of McTominay changes. Depending what man you bring in depends on whether McTominay can come out. So I don't agree with that at all. Good clubs plan. Good clubs plan.
Point you made earlier.
Hang on, sorry, just really quickly, mate. Sorry, there was a comment that I really liked, and I can't find it now. It was basically saying, if you look as well in our pre-season, here we go. It was Jimi Hendrix. They said Tottenham can't even get proper friendly games, while Arsenal have been engaged in serious friendlies with the likes of Manchester United and Barcelona. They truly mean business. Guys, again, I'm watching all these clubs play each other. Real Madrid last night played Man United. Man United have played Arsenal. Real Madrid played Man United. Man United have played Arsenal. Arsenal have played Man United. Arsenal have played Barcelona. Like, it's our only proper game is going to be Barcelona 48 hours after we've played at home to Shakhtar.
But Savva, didn't I make... we had this conversation yesterday. I said, who did we play on the first game of the season? Brentford. Look at who they're playing. And I think we did it on the Henry show. Look at who they're playing. They're playing the same teams around them. The Villas, the Brightons. They're playing... someone's going to say it. There's another Premier League side that's within that sort of confinement of that sort of bottom of the top half ring. They're playing teams that are of quality that they're going to be playing against. We've played a West Ham team that was relatively a B team in a sense. A game against Leicester gets called off, and then we're playing against a pub side. No disrespect to them. And then we've got 10 days of nothing. And then we play a game against Shakhtar at home, and then Barcelona 48 hours after that. It's such a skewed pre-season. It doesn't make sense. You would have thought it is, and you would have thought someone would have gone as soon as that game got called off against Leicester. Went, get on the phone. Let's arrange a friendly in that 10-day period. Let's get on the phone. It doesn't have to be the greatest team. It could be a local side. It could be a team down in the Championship, whatever. Let's arrange a friendly in that period. But no, we haven't. Even if, do you know what? I wouldn't even be against if they had arranged a friendly that was behind closed doors. But understandably, because they can't do it last minute, get a friendly behind closed doors against insert club and go, there you go, do it at Hotspur way.
Go back to Australia, play an A-League team. Plenty of them there.
I mean, I understand. I can kind of understand it with the travelling side of things because all of that's all pre-planned. So I get all that. But even if you're flying back home today, get on the phone, go into insert club, and go. We'll give you a game at our place. I just don't see how we operate. It's mad. If we don't play any sort of game between now and Shakhtar, it just doesn't add up. It's weird. Our pre-season is dysfunctional.
We could make a phone call most probably on the way back, like you said, and even to a championship team.
Yeah.
We could say, right, look, whoever, and say, look, we'll come to your place.
Yeah.
And the tickets would sell within 10 seconds and obviously make them a little bit of money. And we'll give you a game because at least the championship team will come out and they will come out with a bit of pride. They want to do something.
I think Esfa said, I think you said, they played one behind closed doors. I think that, but that that game was between Spurs versus, that was two Spurs 11s, I believe. I'm right in saying there was basically the two teams that started against West Ham in the two different halves. I think it was a combination of those teams that played each other in a training match that was a 90-minute match, but done between them. I'm talking about playing other football, other teams, I believe. But listen, if we played other clubs, then I expect us to be doing that at the moment. We should be doing that now when they're back for 10 days. Is my thoughts.
It should be. I mean, what they're going to do, a bit of training, this and that. I get that, whatever, but you're not going to get better training than being on the pitch. You're not going to get a hang of his style better than actually playing an actual game in that style as such.
Yeah,
and it just makes no sense.
Right, guys, just going to say, it is hitting 12 o'clock now. Perchy does need to go and do his show. Guys and girls, thank you to absolutely everybody who has liked. Please, let's stop being so tight with the subscribes, people. Let's get to 7,850. We only need 6 of you to go over and subscribe. 6 out of 435 people is like, I don't know, 0.00 whatever percent. Come on, just smash that subscribe. Thank you very much to Dan. Thank you very much to Ben. As always, top moderator. Thank you to Perchy. I've redirected everybody immediately to go over to your show. Hopefully they stick around for it. And as always, if anyone would like to say it.
It was coming, weren't it?